Welcome to the acclaimed podcast, The Deep Dive, featuring your esteemed hosts, Andy Monitor and Drew Dinzik, powered by BetSperts.
Welcome to The Deep Dive. We have crossed the halfway point of the season as 9 weeks are in the books and 9 weeks remain. Let's get right to business, Andy. We got some international games this week. A couple of teams on bye who matter, and in general, pretty okay slate, I guess. Tough to, at least we're not distracted by baseball and horses anymore, so got that going for us. But it's been, there's a lot going on. I'm busy as shit, and really don't.
We have a golf tournament this week that adds to my little. Luckily, it's just a trash resort course, and you can just pick some guys you like, throw some darts, hope for the best, and
fun.
It's going to be fun to watch because it's in Mexico. It's going to be beautiful there. But yeah, same thing. Busy week. We had the trade deadline, which is why my Power Ratings newsletter is still in the works because I started to do stuff and then Sauce Gardner got traded. I'm like, oh, well, I need to change some numbers now for a couple teams. And like, maybe I should wait for this. And then I got busy yesterday. So real off the top. And this is how I'm framing this when I'm writing it down. I don't give a shit what you gave up for it. I don't give a shit what the guy's getting paid, which team's paying the contract, how this looks 3 years down the road, or if, in the Cowboys sense, if it was a smart move like Quinnen Williams, who's an elite player, but maybe not the best team building strategy for where you're at. Which three moves in order are the most meaningful for the number right now? Like, and I know one player, it's hard to make big adjustments. Because I struggled with this.
Sauce number one.
Is it? Like,
yeah, I think so. I mean, the secondary was a pretty glaring weakness.
Yeah, Kenny Moore needs to get back to 100%.
Was their cover number? Yeah, without Kenny Moore, that coverage number for the Colts was like 3.6 for me. Now it's more like 6-ish, I think, with Sauce in the mix, and that makes their defense more like top 6. So it's a big swing.
I'm not that high on them. It's gonna take. I'm gonna have to see it. I think with Kenny Moore still out. I went with Quinnen just because it's such a low bar to clear, and he helps. He's a pass rusher, and he's pretty decent run stop as well. And they need a lot of help there.
I guess I have to look at what my defensive change was, but it is pretty big. Like I have the Cowboys from like 32nd best to 26th best.
Yeah,
it's not gonna move. Yeah,
you're not top half, but it's Dallas. Like,
no,
this is funny, Dell. This is my 26th ranked defense now, and I believe I had him 30th or 31st before that. I think those two are your consensus top two, though.
Yeah, and then 3 would be Rashid Shaheed to the Seahawks. That skill group needed a shot in the arm, and they get it.
Which is kind of funny to say, considering how good Torrey Horton looked. But
now you got another guy that can really stretch the field. That's huge. 2 guys that you don't, they can attack intermediate and deep. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pumped for that because I'm very pro Seahawks.
Sure.
So I assumed that the Seahawks were going to make a run at Hendrickson. I thought defensive head coach.
You did?
I just there was talk, and
supposedly they were in on Dexter Lawrence. Did you hear that?
So Statton said I read some of Statton's. Rob Statton covers Seattle via Sheffield, England, but I read some of his stuff, and he seemed to think that they were in on some defensive players. I took some Seattle to win the Super Bowl. It's not like I got some huge CLV, but I took it prior to the trades, and I like it a little better now. And not only is it a nice shot in the arm for the deep to intermediate stuff, but Sam Darnold's elite right now throwing that deep to intermediate stuff right now. So this is a huge boon to Shaheed has to be pumped. So I was playing with some absolute assholes for quarterback, and now I get the ultra efficient Sam Darnold. So I think those are the big 3.
Yeah, he's playing with guys that were comped to Darnold 6 years ago. Yeah.
Jalen Phillips matters because that was a need for the Eagles. Same thing with Draymond Jones, although that's weird because they traded away a guy earlier in the season. Jacoby Myers probably matters a little because Hunter's out. BTJ is playing like he is right now. Yeah, and kind of low key, and we don't know, this guy might just step in and suck just as bad as the replacement level players we have right now. But with both tackles out, Trevor Penning's starting this week. Like he is a starting tackle. Like if he can play at a decent level, that was a meaningful move for the Chargers.
That is the most qualified if of the history of
skyscraper size, guys. So, all right, you want to dive into it or what?
Yeah, let's start with Thursday Night Football, where the Raiders take on the Broncos. This number sits at 9. We talked about this yesterday. I think we are both simpatico that 9 is too many. Fair, probably around 7 here, and for that reason sold down to 8.5 here. Broncos defense, in the absence of Pat Surtain, still excellent, but not quite as elite. In general, still living with the pass rush. That nothing's changing for Geno Smith. He's been under significant amount of pressure all year, and is just kind of dealing with it. Same thing that he dealt with last year, same thing he dealt with the year before. So I don't know that I think that the pass rush here for the Broncos is like this big distinguishing factor the way it was, for the Texans, because if you're not pass rushing, CJ Stroud is going to absolutely just knife you in the back. You don't really need a good pass rush to get pressure on Geno Smith, and he just does what he does anyway. So I think that the key factor here is really, what does Brock Bowers do to unlock the offense, particularly over the intermediate and deep part of the middle of the field, where there are some soft spots in the Broncos coverage. So let's get a competitive game. And if the refs help put their fingers on the scale because it's Thursday Night Football Amazon deal, then so be it. But hopeful that this one is a close one and not a snooze fest.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole handicap. It's not some deep matchup thing. It is just numbers. I'm very low on the Raiders. I basically have
-4.
I have Geno as like a 1.5 for quarterback. Vegas is very much
+4. If you're being super glossy, they're a +4, right?
What, Denver?
Like if you're wearing Mile High shaded sunglasses, you're thinking this is a +4.
3.6 for me.
Okay.
And I am, I'm keen on them. And my numbers, it's just a shade above 7. So it's a little bit of a numbers play. It's the fact that it's a short week. And I think I hate to say this because Geno stinks a little. In fact, he stinks a lot at times, but much more experienced in the league, getting ready for a week like this. Not that there's a big difference in experience between the head coaches, but I don't love Nix on a short week trying to grasp the offense when he's sucked. And yeah, it's just Bowers for me. Bowers is an absolute game changer for this team. They're still a very bad team, but let's keep it. Let's keep it within 7 here, guys.
Bow. Okay, I love it. Berlin.
First, we take Manhattan. I know this has happened to players because the Jaguars have done it and the Vikings now have done it. But Sauce Gardner probably becomes the only guy ever to do 2 international games in a year with different teams.
With different teams, yeah. Because
I said the Jaguars and the Vikings.
I wanted a fun comp like that too, and I was like, well, for 2 different countries. The Vikings did it. Vikings did that, yeah. Because as we've covered, as our geography segment on this podcast is covered in significant detail, Ireland and the UK,
different countries,
different entities, different sovereign entities.
Little point, it's not great that they played a tough overtime game and then have a short week, but. You make do.
Broncos played a tough game to the death. Also, like that was a very physical game against the Texans. It's not like the Broncos are going to be feeling great. Anyway, what do you think of this Berlin spot and Sauce Gardner? Yeah, head back overseas, buddy. With out of the concussion protocol, which I didn't really clock. Did you clock that?
Yeah, so I knew he was in that, and then you kind of forget about it, and then you start reading like, oh yeah, he was in concussion protocol. He's good to travel, which means he's good to play. Like they're not going to put him on a plane if they're worried about the brains. Obviously, an upgrade for this Indy defensive secondary needed to be made. And this number, I mean, it's still just kind of hovering above 6.5. It was down to 6. I don't know if this is all sauce or if there's been some just, market sentiment for the Colts in general. But that was my lowest number defensively of the 3 that we use for the Colts was coverage. And some of that was the injuries and the Kenny Moore thing. But if you pump them up and suddenly the Colts are, I had them as about a 15th best defense as rostered. And now they're top 10. So it hasn't been great, Drew. Like
no, I'm not saying. I mean, it's all schedule. It's all playing weak teams.
Well, not only schedule, but this is schedule, and then game state. Like the defense is worse than it looks because
that's a very, very good point.
Great game state. So I have this as the 10th best defense now, and I'm still not quite there with this number. My raw numbers are saying you should bet the Falcons, and that's not something I'm in love with, especially with Indy and the bounce back. Indy probably neutering this pass rush a little with a really good offensive line, although I thought we'd see a little more of that last week. That has to be a point of emphasis for the coaching this week to, hey, we need Daniel Jones to be good to win. And he's absolute ass when he has guys on his lap, guys hitting him, guys tipping balls. You guys need to be better. Yeah, Andy's numbers say bet the Falcons. Shocked. Not by much. Not by much. I make this game 5 and change. And I've been a Colts guy for a couple of weeks here too. So I was a little surprised I'm this high on the Falcons currently. But
we're going head to head, man. I don't know. Did you actually bet?
No, I'm not betting.
You didn't
I'm not betting. No, I'm not betting the Falcons. I'm close enough where I'm going to leave this alone.
Okay. Do you think there's any material kind of shot in the arm in the locker room for a team like the Colts when the front office makes a move like this and is like giving them like the sign, like,
yeah, it's
like, we believe in you. Like, this is
huge vote of confidence from the front office, from Carly Ballard, everything. It's still Ballard, right?
Yeah.
For some reason I doubted myself for a second there, but yeah, big shot in the arm for the team. I would think for sure. It's just, hey, this team believes this isn't a fluke. We're going in for it. We made the biggest splash trade in the entire league, and we're getting an absolute star, shoring up a spot of weakness on this defense. And yeah, it has to be a morale boost.
Yeah. I think there's definitely something there. That's of no consequence to why I bet this. I just bet it because I feel like the market is too aggressively downgrading Indy off of one performance where they were due to have a little bit of a letdown stinker, whatever you want to call it. And honestly, I want to give the Pittsburgh Steelers more flowers than say that deserves a meaningful downgrade. And like, honestly, like we have been waiting for the entire season for an example of a game where the Colts were not in a favorable game state, right? Like every single week, it's like, man, if these guys don't get out to a lead in this game, they're gonna be in trouble. Well, they get out to a lead and they're fine. And rinse, repeat. And finally, they found themselves at a deficit. I thought they held the Steelers' heads underwater pretty well. But they just couldn't get the comeback going because you put a little bit too much in on Daniel Jones' plate, ask him to do a little too much, and a bunch of turnovers. And I guess as I look at like last week, it was not a great matchup for the Patriots against the Falcons defense because the way the Patriots were getting going was with this explosive passing attack, and that was playing into the teeth of the Falcons defense. Whereas I feel like you can run on this Falcons squad for sure if you can get to the second level and take on some of the replacement level linebackers that are out there for them right now. I guess I should qualify injury thoughts for you about the defense here. Do you think they're going to be at full strength?
Well, not the defense so much, but the offensive line stuff isn't looking good, and that's another point in the in the way of the Colts for me, where I said, hey, my numbers say slightly into the Falcons, but I am avoiding it because it's not it's been nothing but bad news for your guard Bergeron week to week. He could go to the IR. Lindstrom's maybe he's day to day. He has a chance to play. That's what they're saying, and they have the reinforcements are in the form of Storm Norton, who they thought might be able to step in, but he doesn't sound like he's going to be able to come off the IR. So bad news on the offensive line.
Yeah.
So
and
I
the
think
defense. Diablo was a standout player for them. He's on the IR. Leonard Floyd ? We'll get news on these guys today, I guess. But I'm assuming Lindstrom and Bergeron are out. Bergeron almost certainly. Day to day.
Bergeron may go on the IR is what they're saying at this point. So Lindstrom's 30-70 to go in. I'd say more likely than not to miss. So I don't know. We'll see what the hamstring injury is with Leonard Floyd when we get to today's news.
Okay. Well, I do really like the ability to attack the Falcons on the ground. I think the Colts can stay on schedule, and I think they deserve the respect of what we've seen over the balance of the season, as opposed to really turning down the knobs on them after 1 week. So
is this the
Colts -6 for me?
50-1 on JT MVP now is what you're trading, or what's the number?
We'll give you. I didn't get any bites at 20-1.
I was going to say you didn't.
All right,
you didn't post a BTC wallet.
Nobody.
You might see $100 come.
I didn't get any. I didn't even get
75-1.
I didn't even get nibbles at 20-1.
100-1.
I know I fucked up. I should have offered a bigger number and really kind of shaken up really should have shaken the cage on the JT believers. The Colts are the most interesting team going right now, just in terms of what happens from here, because they've had the easiest or second easiest, third easiest. Who cares which? You pick your poison. They've had a very easy schedule so far, racked up 7 wins. They have the most difficult schedule coming in, just based on market power rating. But then you kind of look at it, it doesn't really look that scary. They got Atlanta this week. They got a bye. KC, L, Houston, Jacksonville, Seattle, L, but Houston, Jacksonville, Niners, Jacksonville, Houston, those 5 games are all imminently winnable if you can be ahead and not have to, give the ball to Daniel Jones to say, go get us 14 comeback points, big boy, because that's where it all starts to fall apart. Colts are a fascinating team. And also, by the way, the equity they gave up for Sauce Gardner kind of means that they're just going to re-sign Jones to whatever he wants, right?
Yeah.
We're going to relive his Giants payday season.
He got hurt. He got hurt twice after that.
No, I'm just saying, we're just going to relive that season of Daniel Jones breakout. Got to pay him.
We're going to have some fun graphics on this is how much Daniel Jones made in his career. And we're going to compare it to some other really good quarterbacks and have or who knows, maybe this is what we're going to get with proper coaching and a good team around him. So no bet for me here. I will watch it because it'll be on bright and early in the morning and nothing else to do.
Okay. Well, just for those tracking at home, I laid -6 even money. I probably should have done the drop down, taken -5.5, but I don't really care. I'm happy with 6. All right. And by the way, for +8.5, I got -103, if you were curious. Let me move us to the 10 a.m. slate. Back to the East Coast.
Noon.
New York. Did I say 10 a.m. East Coast?
Jets.
It's 10
no, you said 10 a.m. and then you said East Coast. Those were separate.
It's the 10 a.m. Pacific slate, 1 p.m. Eastern kickoffs. New York Jets in the Meadowlands hosting the Cleveland Browns. The New York Jets, on the heels of the fire sale, have flipped dog. The Cleveland Browns go to New York on the road, and they are laying 2.5 points. Currently, that is -111. The total sits at 37.5, a bit up from its low point when it looks like it would trending towards 35. Fascinating part about the Browns being 2.5 point favorites here, Andy, is that if you do the math, the conventional power rating math, that would suggest that there is a 4 to 5 point gap between the Browns and the Jets. Pretty sure we know what the Browns are. About a -6, which means the Jets are a -10. Huh? That's a very, very, very low rating for a Jets team that I mean, I don't not like ready to ride to their, to be the their champion here, but like pretty.
Are they not coming off a win?
They're coming off a win and extra rest as well, right? And this is a neutral rest situation because both teams are coming off bye, but like Jets should be pretty healthy.
The Jets' point differential in their last 3 games combined is only 8 points to the negative. They're hanging in there, baby. Do you have the
guts to walk to the window and get Jets here?
So I already took this under, and obviously I would have loved to
tapping.
I would have loved to wait and get a better number because I took a cheap 37, and then somebody did post the Tobias Finke. It's a fire.
We're having a fire.
We're having a fire sale. Amazing grace. So I don't love double tapping here, but I'm with you there. And some of it is just the uncertainty of how low to rate the Jets defense at this point now. At a middle of the pack, they are lower than that now. The Jets and Cowboys saw each other on the way past when a body, it sees a body, and they're passing each other ships in the night like that. But the Jets are now the 29th ranked defense.
Okay.
Which probably too low, but I'm just gonna err on the side of safety there and get them nice and low. I don't know where to put this. I have both these teams in the -4 to 5 range right now. I have them pretty close.
Do you have? I'm at -4 for the Jets. I'm not even in the freaking stratosphere of this number.
Yeah,
I thought the original number was fair after the downgrade.
So I'm pretty close. I have these teams close.
Which
Cleveland's defense has to be worth something, And here's the other part.
They're up against the only good thing about the Jets, which is the O-line, which is playing great.
Yeah, and Garrett Wilson did practice today, so both teams coming off this is both teams off the bye. Head coaching, I'm not in love with. I bet Glenn really got him ready to go off the bye. He seems like a super good coach with super good sound bites all the time. So, if I had to do any upgrading, a little bit for Garrett Wilson being back in if he plays, and then I would be pro Jets here. But boy,
Denzel Ward did not get traded, correct?
No.
Okay. I had that, and then I'm freaking out because I just saw a bunch of fake AI headlines that he got traded to the Rams. I was like, wait, what? No, he didn't.
I don't have updates on Tyson Campbell's concussion. There's no news on that. I need that today. It sounds like Quinshad Judkins is going to be good to go with the shoulder injury.
Okay. And
then Schwessinger's out. He fucked his ankle pretty bad.
They don't really have very many any linebackers.
Yeah, the defense is a little thin.
I'm not going to bet the Jets because I feel like there is a potential other shoe, right? The other side of the coin here.
The other side of the Colts argument. Are they bummed out?
Yeah. But I kind of want to make the argument that sometimes when everybody's fire sale and now you lose. Yeah.
Woody win.
Yeah. Kind of. They're you at least maybe get 1 week of that, right?
Yeah. I can get down with that. Lean to the Jets, but I did bet this under. Sam has it right. Bet the under. Don't watch the game. Hope it never pops up on Red Zone. And when it does, it's because there's a blocked field goal or a
the shower fart game of the week got showery fartier.
Yeah.
Although the last time I thought we were going to get an absolute snooze fest in New York between an elite defense from the AFC North heading to play the Jets. There were 70 points scored. That was week 1, Steelers Jets, of course.
We've talked too much about this game.
Let's carry on.
Let's go to a much better matchup between two way better teams. Shuck and the Saints head to Carolina and take on the Panthers, where the Panthers have had more offensive line bad luck with Chandler Zavala, a bad elbow injury. I'm going to have a rare prop play here. Possibly we'll see how high they open the Kamara props. They elevated another running back off the practice squad, and like Kamara looked like he didn't want to play football. He didn't look like he was. Yeah. He didn't look like he was trying. He didn't look like he wasn't blocking hard. He wasn't running well. I have a bad feeling it's going to be like a 3 carry game for him, and I'm willing to take even some low numbers on his unders. Because it's not a team where it's like, oh man, we can't sit our starting running back. We might not win, and we can never win the division, coach. Like it could be all right, sit your ass down, son, get your head right.
Yeah.
And we'll go with whoever because it doesn't matter. When we have a record like this, we can afford to be very, very God, what's the word for that? The guys on the big
developmental.
No, where you don't care about anything. The philosophical
laissez-faire? No.
The 3 guys on Big Lebowski. They don't care about anything. They're
yeah.
Nihilists.
Nihilists.
Cannot believe. Couldn't think of that word. Nobody in the chat got it before us. Usually you guys help us out, but what do you make of this one?
Nihilism is so much more about religion that was why I was failing to come up with that.
Is it?
But you're thinking correlated parlay here? Over pina coladas, under yardage for Kamara. Okay.
I'm at a 5.54. My total is pretty spot on here too. This is not a game I'm outside of maybe looking to fade Kamara. I'm excited about betting, watching, or being involved in. New Orleans is one of my lowest rated teams right now.
Okay.
Carolina's somehow winning record. I have them as a minus 2.7 in my power ratings.
I am minus 2.55. I still do not even remotely understand how they went on the road and beat the Packers last week. I don't get it. If you were still alive in Survivor, if that didn't happen, would you consider using the Panthers this week against the Saints? Somebody asked me that in DMs.
Yeah,
I won't give them a good answer.
It's a squirrely pick, and I just worry that their offensive line is so beat up. You could just have a bad, a real bad performance from Bryce. He gets sacked a couple times. You get a fumble here and there. They're still not a good team. Like, I like to go to war with good teams, and I'm just having what's the biggest positive about the Panthers right now? They're playing the Saints.
They'll probably be lightly used.
Yeah, it's a division game, and it's tough for me to get excited about this one as a Survivor pick. The biggest plus is nobody else is using them.
Yeah. The most likely Survivor team of the week is probably the Buffalo Bills, who take on a Miami Dolphins squad. Buffalo Bills currently 9.5-point favorites in that contest, total up to 49.5. Bills coming off the massive win against the hated Chiefs at home. Now go back to South Florida with a little bit of a tougher time to get up and get motivated for this one. But you know what? Doubt that matters. Buffalo probably scores 30 here. The Dolphins defense was bad. It got worse. But I mean, I don't know. Not that much worse, I guess. Just Phillips got traded. I don't know why they held on to the rest of the.
Well, Chop Robinson not practicing with a concussion.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
They had Rasul Douglas was banged up. Like you lost Phillips. You're not getting Duck back, I don't think. And then you had some injuries.
Ashton Davis,
Melifonwu, Rasul Douglas, Chop Robinson, all injured. Although on the other side of the ball, Michael Hecht is out for the season for the Bills. They're already semi-gettable defense, although they played. The pass rush looked pretty good. I think we had a Bosa was missing today.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, he's been very, very underrated, impactful for them all season. Really nice Nice production from him.
Yeah, James Cook and Bosa are the ones you need to watch. A couple of the guys didn't practice either, but some of that is rest and load management. So need to keep an eye on Bosa and James Cook here before you get excited about betting or teasing this one.
This should probably be like a 7-point spreadish, but I'm not touching Miami. No,
I make it 8.18 is my number. And yeah, I can't, even though they're at home, it's a divisional game. It seems like a nice, old school wise guy spot. Take the way too many points. Miami extra rest after, Thursday night ass beaten. Maybe there's an angle for somebody on Miami. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. The projected team total for the Buffalo Bills is a little under 30. Think it's 30?
I think they score a little over 30. A lot over 30.
Potential secret pod play. Let's keep that one in the hopper. Set the table for us in Houston.
Jacksonville gets a new star wide receiver in Jacoby Myers, who I've always liked.
I've always liked him too.
Yeah, Travis Hunter out, BTJ losing the plot completely. Maybe this helps. The offense to get off their ass and do something. They're a very neutral team in my ratings. I have them extremely neutral, but as closest to 0 as you can get, which is probably where they should be about right now. Houston, not healthy, not good, not having a starting quarterback now. It is going to be Davis Mills. I think that was assumed, but today it was announced actually, not too long ago. So we have that. You have Titus Howard with the concussion on the offensive line.
It was announced that this is the Mills show?
Yes, it was like 15, 20 minutes ago.
Oh, good.
So, I mean, I assumed.
I play Jags. I'd assume too, but you never know. So
this has flipped a little. It is Jags minus, 1.5 most places. Probably about where you need to be. If you're going to the Davis Mills show, and not only that, but possibly down another offensive line piece with Titus Howard. He is concussed. Not great for an already bad offensive line. Mm-hmm. You get your wide receivers healthy. And then on the other side of the ball too, like this is one I looked at doing the same thing you did, but man, the Jags have some injuries that
yeah.
Ezra Cleveland, Jordan Lewis, De'Ami Brown, Brian Thomas Jr.'s brain. You got Trayvon Walker out there throwing punches, which at this point, I think he's not going to be suspended. And it's past the point where I think they would have announced something like that. So I'm with you, but my Jags team is a little beat up as well.
Yeah, I'm looking for Josh Hines Allen and Eric Armstead to be extremely effective at winning their 1v1s in this one.
My devil's avocado for this one for you is it's just never seems to go well, no matter what, no matter who he's got on his team and what's happening for Trevor against a well-schemed, good defense. Like the win has to kind of come on the back of, which is weird to say, the Jags defense has to play well. It has to be a bad performance from, Mills, who seemed okay-ish, but it's hard to evaluate guys when they come in mid-game and they're not prepped, you're not prepped, and it was meh. I mean, that's kind of what you're going to get from him. So I worry, and I did kind of look at this under.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'll take the over.
I don't know how many.
I'll take the over on Davis Mills' neck length. Current leader in the clubhouse among NFL players for the longest neck. I guess
who's the guy? Who's the Bucks quarterback?
The Bucks quarterback?
The one he's from
back
Carolina.
in the day, Mike Glennon.
Yeah, Glennon.
Glennon had a hell of a neck.
Yeah, no Merton Hanks, but that's a throwback. So I'm actually against you here.
Okay.
I haven't bet it.
You're gonna take the Texans now.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
money?
I might wait if this continues to drift, and there's like real market sentiment for Jacksonville, and this gets out to like plus 120. I might go to war with Davis Mills here.
Davis Mills in the Houston Texans offense grades among the worst in the NFL for me. I don't think you can. I think
a bad quarterback with some good receivers.
Yikes! It's such a bad offensive line too. I don't. Every 3rd and 8 is going to be, just sack. You might as well kneel so that your punt is not quite as far back. Yeah, that's just how it's going to go. I feel like. We'll see. Go Jags D. Show up. Have a great game.
Do you have updates on Jordan Lewis?
No.
I can't. No. Okay, not practicing today. That's the other part of this too. Is the offensive line stinks, but if you're down Jordan Lewis and Travis Hunter, it feels like all right. Hey, guess what? Your job is, Davis Mills, to never hold the ball for more than 2 seconds. You got Nico.
Throw it to the slot.
Slot. Hey, guess what? Nico, you're a slot receiver completely today. We're not going deep. Who's on the outside? Doesn't matter. You have 2 offensive linemen lining up outside.
See, the problem with that is ascribing any type of strategery to the offensive game plan unit for the Texans, because that's the sort of thing that you would have done if you were playing a team with a very violent pass rush, and they've played many of those and not exercise that strategy. So I don't know, man.
Maybe he's learning. So I might we might have a head-to-head here.
Interesting.
I'm debating.
I just took the Jags plus money because I thought it was going to be.
Well, yeah, it'll be funny if it would have been more funny if you got the Jags, plus whatever, and I took the Houston
Texans
plus and then we got a tie or something.
Yeah. Which was very, very close to the last outcome for the Jaguars, by the way. All right. Moving down the card to the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Minnesota Vikings, the toughest game to come up with a fair price of high confidence because the bands around the Ravens are enormous. This could be a +6 team. It could be a +2 team. I don't think anyone can say with high confidence until we see a fully healthy Lamar Jackson performance where you're like, that's my MVP. The Minnesota Vikings have even broader bands because
I was going to ask. I thought you were going to say Vikings.
Vikings have an even bigger uncertainty, as the Vikings could be a -4 or they could be a +2. Like, I really don't know. And I was like, the data suggested that JJ McCarthy, nothing changed. He is still a minus, but you watch the game tape, and you're like, this is more competent than it was last time. So maybe there is some there. And I don't know, man. Like the Ravens defense had an amazing showing against the Miami Dolphins on Thursday Night Football on the road. Maybe that unit is just fixed, and that brings out the -4 version of the Vikings in this game, which is the only way you can get to Ravens -4. So total sitting at 49.5. Anything could happen here, and I would not be surprised. So this is like maybe one of the easiest passes of the entire season. And if you're going to play this, I would implore you to find some alt spreads that support whatever opinion you have, because if you think you have a small edge, and you do, it could be a big edge.
Okay, pussy. That said, I could not agree more. This is the first one I wrote like, why am I spending time in this game? Because I can't take that tiny sample of JJ and extrapolate that out and feel like, all right, I really feel like this team needs to move way up my power ratings because of this. And kind of the same thing with the defense for the Ravens that I don't have rated very high, but they looked pretty good, and they added another pass rusher. So currently my numbers say, take some Minnesota. It's probably too many points, but I'm going to be my numbers say take Minnesota. My eyes say take the Ravens. Going to probably pass on this. I like Sam's take on this. He says Vikings really benefited from some great field position last week. Ravens D is ascending. Could be, should be, would be, maybe. He likes the Vikings team total under 21.5.
Yeah, I mean I not trying to disagree with Sam in any way, shape, or form here, but just keep in mind that like Marlon Humphrey is going to be a one-on-one with Justin Jefferson a couple times in this game.
Yeah, and Sam's head isn't right now. He's a big Washington Commanders fan, and that looked like we were going to have some 10-year window for them to win some meaningful playoff games. Not only is that over, they're one of the worst teams in the league probably now. Like going forward with the contracts they have, everything is imploding.
Well,
probably
a lot of their players are going to be out of the league pretty soon, so they can reset.
Yeah, it's a 10-year rebuild for that team, so grain of salt.
I got nothing else.
Yeah. New England heads to Tampa. New England coming off an ugly one.
Game of the week, right?
But a 1-0. This is fun, but it's not as fun.
Eagles Packers.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one too. But this one would be more fun, not for me, because I've bet the Patriots here. I took the Patriots money line. I disagree with this number strongly, and I think it's kind of an overreaction for both teams. I don't know that we get Bucky or Godwin back, and it was always kind of expected. This was that was kind of the expectations. Was
yeah, that's a fair point.
Bucky and Godwin were kind of expected to be back at this. This was where we earmarked things, and it does not look that way. Whereas I think the Patriots are a very solid all-around team. The defense is, like, to use a term Sam used, ascending, especially in the secondary. Now that Gonzo's been back for a few weeks.
Is he playing?
I don't know.
He did not come back in the last game out. And I'm guessing he's not practicing today because they've been using kid gloves with that guy.
He's always hurt. And it's a head injury too. So it's a good point there.
Oh. Everybody else is playing well in the secondary, though. Like, really, it's just the linebackers there who are a little sus in coverage.
Check my injury news for this one. Yeah, the Christian Ellis thing. So here's the thing on Gonzalez. He was cleared during the game, after the game.
Okay.
I don't know. So, but keep an eye on that. Same thing with Booty. That was a hamstring. You know how that goes with wide receivers. It's worse for some positions. The Patriots injury reports over the next couple of days are going to be important too, but he didn't practice today. So if Booty practices tomorrow, that's a boon. It doesn't matter. I'm not buying off this spot. I still like it quite a bit.
Okay. All right. I like Patriots as well. I took money line also. Really kind of regretting not digging in more into the over here. I see Circa is sort of leading the charge under. It is down to 47.5 there compared to 48.5 at Bookmaker, which is I find fascinating. I think the Patriots offense is going to have no problem finding success against the Bucs. Drake May's been awesome against the blitz. I don't think that in any way that Todd Bowles has an off-speed pitch that's going to kind of disrupt May's outstanding season to this point. The rushing attack for the Patriots is going to gain 25 yards on the ground here, maybe if they're lucky. But I think May and company can get it going through the air. But when you have a game like that, and it's just like May is going to have 50 attempts, like either they're going to be explosive and moving the ball and scoring points, or it's going to stop the clock with the incompletions. And so I think this is going to be a type of game where if you play the under, you're just going to be like, how is there 9 minutes left in the second quarter? Like, what is going on?
How is this game? This game is overstayed the witching hour.
Yeah. What is happening here? And then on the flip side, like I saw the Patriots splits between the 11 personnel, 12 personnel packages, and the 12 personnel packages, if you didn't know, are just completely undressing the Pats defense. And if you kind of do the extrapolation to, 12 personnel more targets to the tight ends in the slot, more, screen game action, easier to run. All of that is attacking the second level and the linebacking core. And that's where you want to attack the Patriots. So it makes total sense that they stink at that. And the Bucs have been running that a lot lately because of the injuries to the wide
Because of they have to.
So they have to.
Cade Otton,
this is going to be this one's going to be a fun game.
game.
I think this is going to be points. I think it is going to be close. And I think the Patriots should be small favorites, which is why we are on the same page here. I have Pats plus 135. What are they now?
Same game teaser. I'm going to get nasty as I want to be.
Okay.
You're going to go New
Same
England
game
plus,
teaser.
Same game teaser. New England
Ooh.
plus 8.5 over 41.5. You're crossing some keys.
You certainly are.
Don't do this.
You certainly are crossing some keys.
This is not a plus EV to do this sort of thing with a teaser, especially if you have bad books and you're paying like minus 140.
Your side leg
never
is
tease
plus
totals.
EV.
No, for sure. Never tease totals, but if you're gonna, you might as well cross 42, 43, 44, 45. Some numbers I like to cross. So maybe I do. Maybe I do a same game teaser. Been a long time.
That's a fun one.
I feel like I'm just sometimes.
Hey, you know what? Every time
like constrained.
Anytime anyone tries to shame you for your entertainment, you can just tell them there's an easy answer that maintains your sharpness. Account preservation. Account preservation.
Also hitting a 75-1 golf outright 2 weeks ago. So some of the accounts are higher than they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Took none of that money out. Just
good work.
Spread it out a little more.
Hey, it gives you fuel. Those are bullets for the entire 2026 campaign, man.
Let's hit another one. Oh man, 150-1 this week. I think it's coming.
Oh boy.
So yeah, and to your point, if Christian Ellis, who didn't practice today with the hip injury, and Gonzo don't play, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this closes over 48.
Yeah. Okay. Good game. Really, I mean, that I'm not excited for really anything else in the 10 o'clock hour, 1 o'clock hour, noon for you, I guess. That's the one that I'm
excited. The one I'm going to watch the most is Ravens.
Ravens, Vikings.
I need to know what's going on with those teams. Yeah.
I mean, Ravens continue to have an easy schedule this next handful of weeks. So if they're going to be world beaters all of a sudden, then we got to change our tune. I say we. I'm mostly of this. Just let them run. They get at Cleveland next week, then the Jets, the Bengals, the Steelers, all three at home. Bang, bang, bang. Week 15 at Cincinnati. I mean, the Ravens, if they win this game, which they should, they're into week 16, hosting New England on a 7-game win streak. So 7 or 8. They are 3-5, 8-game win streak. Yeah, they won 2 in a row. Right now, I'm projecting the Ravens, just out of curiosity. Sorry to delay this any further.
We went backwards to a different game.
Projecting the Ravens still for only 9 wins somehow. So I'm lower than market still. Huh. Secret same game teaser. That's a great call, Foos. All right, moving down the card to the Giants Bears. This is the last of the 1 o'clock, 10 a.m. Kickoffs. The Giants are at Chicago as 4.5-point dogs. Total is 47. The Bears are a tricky handicap right now because by a lot of measures, they have solved things offensively. This is now a team that I think should be correctly rated in the 12 to 15 range among all offenses in the NFL. We may revisit this next week and say the 10 to 12 range, but that might also just be because they are playing a team without a defense. The Chicago Bears defense is grading 31st best in the NFL right now by EPA per play. But they added some pieces. Giants, yeah. Giants, the Giants can't stop the run, and now they can't cover the pass either. Everybody's hurt. Yeah. Bears should be able to pick their number here, but 4.5 is a lot.
What do you think this total's too low?
Let me see. I mean, I would say yes, except for the fact that Dable is a chicken shit and doesn't really seem to have any type of idea of the stakes and when to go for it, which is weird. Bears, I mean, I didn't play it largely because sometimes there's weather this time of year, and I just usually wait till later in the week to get involved in totals. My fair total is 52.2. Where are you? Is there going to be weather?
So a little bit. They're talking some possible rain, maybe even some snow this weekend in my neck of the woods.
Ew.
But we don't know. And they're saying windy, but not crazy. There could be some 20, 25 mile an hour gusts. So I think that's what's keeping this low. I'm with you there. I want to kind of pump the brakes and see what the weather's looking like Thursday afternoon into Friday morning, see what and if it's still under 48, I'll probably end up playing this over.
Yeah.
Because
if they played this in your stadium, I would think 51 50. Was my fair. Yeah, 52. Yeah. Anyway,
so and just quick aside on weather, it's basically that game and maybe the Jets game. Little bit of chance for rain there. Same thing in Washington. Little chance of rain. There's virtually no wind we have to worry about right now.
As long as we're doing a weather recap, it's gonna be cold here too. High of 70 this weekend. Winter is here, man.
It's much colder here. I mean, I just said it's gonna snow here. I don't want to hear your shit about it. So, right, I like this over. I like this over. Yeah. Unless the weather really throws me off, I will almost certainly play that.
Okay. All right, we agree with that. So we can't really dive into anymore. I would say that, I guess keep an eye on the Bears. Like my fair side says they should win this game, and it should be not especially close. It'll be over a field goal. So
I'm at like 5.5.
Bears are coming, man. The rest of their schedule is a little difficult, but why can't us? At the Vikings next week, man. Talk about a 50-point total. Ooh.
Well, even if DeAndre Swift isn't like healthy or back and healthy,
Monongahela, pretty damn good.
Seemed fine. The injury you need to watch out for on the Giants side is John Michael Schmitz. Don't think he's playing. He's in a boot. Your center is probably someone else at this point. And then Komet too. I didn't get a Komet update. Do you have anything on him? Maybe it doesn't matter. You just slide Loveland in, and he's better than Warren.
This is the Loveland show. Komet, I have Komet out.
Okay. Arizona, Seattle. We just saw Arizona play. We all made the joke. Maybe they should just keep Brissett in, and then suddenly, Kyler's injury got a lot worse. New doctors were consulted, new prognoses were given, new timelines were laid out, and then everyone made the tired-ass Call of Duty jokes, which, as tired as they are still pretty funny because the timing is hilarious.
For it on Monday Night Football. I was dying.
Well, the average, the timing is always perfect. He has been placed on the IR as well now. They updated that yet today, so not only is he going to miss time, he's going to miss at least 4 weeks. And
takes us pretty close to the end of the season.
Funny enough, too, and you wonder about, everyone jokes, like, I bet Kyler's foot feels better once Brissett has 2 bad games. They have like 5 tough defenses in the next 6-7 weeks. So there's some tough games for Brissett coming up. I don't think you could have a bigger difference between the, run through a sheet of paper Cowboys defense and what they're going to play this week on the road, mind you. This is a big step up in class for this team. It does feel it feels like a massive Arizona falls in their face spot after a nice win there on Monday night.
Yeah.
My numbers aren't saying, hey, you need to sprint to the window and bet this, but I am over 7 for this team. Spoiler alert. It's my number 1 rated power ranking team right now, Seattle. The defense is looking even better. The offense is humming. it's not like there's a gap between them and the two other top teams that played each other, but
I'm not fighting you on that at all.
They're number one by a blonde C here right now.
A smidge, yes. Okay, that's fair.
So I'm close to backing Seattle for the fourth straight week.
Yeah, you said you played them long-term futures.
I did. I played some 13 change to win the Super Bowl.
It's such a high leverage flip if they get beat by the Rams for the West.
That's the thing. Like the Rams game is massive for seeding.
Oh, so big.
But I said I'm taking it anyway. Also, I'm considering the one seed almost certainly puts McDonald into the coach conditions. McCoy. Mike McCoy.
No, coach of the year. COY.
Mike McDonald. Yeah, Mike McCoy is a different coach.
He is. He is not going to win coach of the year.
He is probably not going to win coach of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah. Seattle has a shot. Seattle has a shot at a special year because his defense is really coming together under him. It's getting healthier, and Darnold continues to look so efficient. The play calling is so good, and this is not although the defense looked good against Dallas. I got to give them their flowers there. The pass rush was good.
Yeah.
We mentioned, they finally got some action for their rookie lineman that had the calf injury there.
Yeah. The rest of that secondary looks good. Their coverage scheme is.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you, Connolly. I'm 13-1 to win the Super Bowl. I like that quite a bit. I might buy some NFC too, just to add to the position. But I like Seattle here. I may bet them. I just feels it was one of those where, hey, my numbers I'm at 7.7 for this price right now, and just looking at things, I don't know that I can. I think it's the double dip thing where it's like, hey, Andy, you just put a bunch of money on them futures. You want to back them this week too?
Yeah. I played under here because I think the Seahawks can shut them out.
Defense looks good.
Yeah. The running attack for the Cardinals is in deep trouble here. There's going to be a lot of 3rd and 8 with Jacoby Brissett running for his life against a good pass rush. Not a long-term buyer in the breakout of Marvin Harrison Jr.
Are you asking about the defense or the team? I just said I have them number 1. Seattle is my highest power ranked team coming into this week.
It's like Andy said, it is splitting hairs right now, 1-6 for me.
Very, very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I made some slight adjustments with today's stuff. They're my 3rd team.
Yeah. But Sam noticed this too. Seahawks have just been evaporating the clock in the second half of these games. They're well coached. I don't know what to tell you. It's a good team. I think this total is 4 points too high, three or 4 points too high. So favorite total of the week for me is the under in this game.
Green Bay, Detroit, Indy, Buffalo, KC, and Seattle are all above a 5, but below a 6.
You know what's funny, Andy?
For me,
we have an anomaly this week. We have 2 divisional rematches from the same division where the first head-to-head was played on Thursday Night Football, and they were back-to-back games. We had that weird-ass Thursday Night Football game between the Seahawks and Cardinals, and then we had the even weirder football game between the Niners and the Rams, and back-to-back Thursday nighters, and now their respective return games are this weekend. A lot of the NFC West is going to be having been played after this weekend, which is kind of funny, but not the most consequential games, which is going to be Rams Seahawks. Kind of wild. Niners also still yet to lose in division, which is another fly in the ointment of settling this division. Oh boy. Yeah, I think I support Seattle side, but my bigger edge was under, so that's where I went.
Kind of feels like a same game teaser. Let's not get too nuts with those guys.
Speaking of teaser legs, you like Linos as a road 8-point favorite against the commies in your wongs?
There have some people, people point to Detroit off a loss is incredibly good. I think it's scary to go through a tape session with Dan Campbell off a loss. It's motivating. They lost another offensive lineman.
Yeah.
They lost, Ratledge and Mahogany. I don't know that Kirby Joseph is coming back anytime soon. Decker, Arnold, they're banged up. But they didn't lose their starting quarterback, their starting cornerback, and are missing a top receiver like we have, and a backup receiver / kick returner in Luke McCaffrey. So while it's bad for the Lions right now, it's worse for Washington. I don't know that this number should be this big. I'm struggling with this being a 9 on the road, but even with the downgrade to Mariota isn't like Jake Browning level shit, I guess. It depends what you do with that quarterback number for this team, I guess, and how you feel about him. But my numbers are saying I should back Washington, and I want no part of that. It's probably a good bet, all things considered. Like teams, especially a road game like this, where you just need to get back on the right side of things. You don't have to cover. You don't have to cover to get in that win column, guys. Winning by a touchdown on the road is tough in the NFL.
You got to read on Tunsil?
No.
Did you say that already?
No, I don't know. I'm waiting for some practice stuff on this team too. Both of them.
I'm grading Washington as the 28th best offense right now, matching up against Detroit's 9th best defense. Terry and Arnold came out of the game again. I'm assuming he's just can't count on him being available.
Yeah, and did not return. So Decker, Mahogany, Ratledge, Arnold. It's a good stay away game because even with a pretty massive downgrade, I'm looking at Washington as this is too many points at home for this team.
Are you feeling it all? Yeah, are you feeling pretty far away from? I guess my emotional arc with the Lions offense this year has been kind of funny. I went from holy shit, does Ben Johnson matter to maybe he doesn't matter so much to it was the offensive line that really made them mega elite. And now it's clear that they had some cracks in the missing pieces from last year, combined with now more injuries. And it's like, all right, if you're not going to give Goff protection and you're not going to have the elite scheming for the run game that Ben Johnson brought to the table, then you can't really consider these guys some sort of world-beating offense. But they get to take on a Commanders team that's missing their most valuable cornerback, Marshawn Lattimore. And in general, doesn't have a pass rush. So,
yeah, Dorrance out for the year, Lattimore out for the year. You can laugh at those as not huge names.
You know what, though? You know who they got back? Frankie Louvu? No longer suspended? This is the first appeal of a suspension that's been
I didn't hear that.
Overturned.
This is news to me. You're breaking this. I did not see this.
Yeah. They said, okay, fine, you can play. Just give us 6 figures. $100,000 fine. You can play.
You should be able to buy your way out of suspension.
That'd be sick.
Like how if you were rich, you could buy your kid out of the draft.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Well, Frankie Louvu did it. He $100,000 suspension instead of missing this game. But yeah, I mean, he's the only good player on the defense. The rest of the defense.
And this is it. If it continues to go the wrong way, in my opinion, and it gets up to a 10, I'm probably going to be forced to take a little bit of Washington. Says Dodecahedron Collider.
Cool. And
Xavier asked, should we be betting Seattle head coach for coach of the year? Even he can't remember if it's McDaniel, McDonald, McCoy, Darnold, or what. But
McDarnold.
McDarnold. That should be what we call the guy.
Mike McDonald.
I don't have. I haven't seen the current number, but
anything in the 20-1 range is bettable. Right now, the market is just absolutely
there's
over
just so
its
many
tits
names.
on. It's over its tits on Variable and Mistaken, who should be the two favorites, but could easily put together back-to-back losses and out of the race. So it's such a fickle market. I wouldn't start counting your money, even if you have, even if you think you've cornered the market, I would not start counting your money.
No.
Long way to go.
The only one that feels like it's just locked. I'm gonna get this kid hurt if I just keep talking. I'm gonna get poor Jackson Dart hurt. He's still around even money. Egbuka's not far off him. People are still rallying around Egbuka. Tyler Warren's dropped off a little. Monangai is taking money in the market, which is fun. I don't know that he has enough time, and Swift still does exist. So
he does exist.
I'm not seeing the coach of the year market up at Bookmaker right now. Interesting. Next game?
Yeah. Niners Rammies. Niners
banger.
host the Rams in the rematch of the game where Kyron Williams fumbled on the goal line, costing the Rams a stranglehold on the NFC. Rams right now should be in the discussion with the Seahawks, in my opinion, as far as that top 6 power rated teams. They are relatively healthy. They are relatively fresh. Didn't even really have to play Puka Nacua late in that game because it was out of hand. I know he did come out of the game due to injury, but that is not flagged by me as consequential for this contest. The only guy that we are looking for information on injury-wise for the Rams is Darius Williams. That's a great problem to have. This looks like a team, because you know why? You just trade for Roger McCreary. So if you need to slot him in there, he can do a fine job in backfill. Pass rush, excellent. Defense, very well coordinated. Offense is absolutely, it's like a symphony out there watching them, kind of balance the run and the pass, and hit some of these knifes downfield. Stafford, sharp as you ever expected. Whatever kind of flagging we were seeing from him in week 7-8, as he was looking a little beleaguered, he is back to his sharp self, and for all of those reasons, they go to the Niners as 4.5-point favorites on the road, total sitting at 49. San Francisco is hurt at all 3 levels of the defense and at all 3 levels of the offense, at every positional group in the offense, I guess is the right way to say it. Michael Williams, the latest IR move for the Niners. So step on in new addition Keon White to be your 99% of defensive snaps left defensive end. I'm not expecting Bryce Huff back for this contest, which means we are really, really, really down to the dregs in the front 7 for the Niners right now defensively. Not expecting Ricky Pearsall back. Brock Purdy remains out, in my opinion. Mac Jones remains beaten up, but fighting through it. This is a much, much, much tougher test than going up against the Giants last week. Christian McCaffrey has been getting usage that would make, Trey Young blush. This is a very, very fragile and thin Niners squad that I think the market has correctly identified is drawing dead in this contest.
Yeah, my Niners number is just so wrong. Like it's hard to evaluate exactly how bad this defense is, especially they got into a positive game state last week, and I'm not close to the 3.5, but my Niners number, I've just given up on figuring out the defense. So I'm with you here. It should be a Rams win, but it is the NFC West where things get weird. And honestly, it would not surprise me if the Niners win this game and just ruin things for the Rams, because that'll be just such a it feels like that's what happens to whatever team is trending well in the NFC West. They take a back-breaking loss, and it's always a team where they're better than them. They're better, but they're on the road, and it's still a divisional team with a good coach and a backup quarterback that's not playing all that bad, and a generational running back that looks refreshed and rejuvenated. So I'm not saying I'm backing the Niners here, but this is not a spot where I'd even dream of backing the 3.5 here with the Rams.
3.5, 4.5. What's the number? 4.5. I'm seeing 4.5 minus 108. Market hot on the Rams correctly, I think.
Yeah, have fun with that, guys. I have the Rams as like a +4. I mean,
you know what is an enormously high total? 49.
That's interesting. That's come down a little off the open. I'm fine with it.
Are you?
I mean, just
I would have made it 47 personally.
I have the Rams offense middle of the pack.
I have them 10th.
Yeah, I'm like 14th. Niners defense is bad, but the Niners offense is playing just as well as the Rams offense somehow. As a whole of the year, we'll see where they're at right now.
Interesting. May go in for some under there. We'll see what the weather looks like up in Santa Clara.
Yeah, remember that one year where you could just bet every NFC West dog? You just take the home dog. It was like, oh, are they home? Are they away? Are they hurt? Are they healthy? Doesn't matter. They're a 4-point dog. Take them. They're gonna lose by 1 or win the game.
Yeah, that was incredible. Rams did outgain the Niners by a massive margin in week 1 or in the first matchup here.
That's back when McCaffrey sucked, though. We're back. This is Carolina.
Well,
Panthers
he was
McCaffrey.
sucking. He was sucking because of the Rams defense in that game. Rams defense was all over him in that game. Coach Mike McDonald is 50-1, or sorry, 5-1 at circa 5-1. He's your third choice. I think that's actually probably about market wide. He's about 5-1. Okay,
Probably correct.
No action for me on that one, and I feel like I ought to get something. I might play under.
Sounds like you like the Niners team total under.
Yeah, I think I do.
I mean, what are we looking at? A 24? Are you looking at a 21.5, 22.5?
Yeah, it's gonna be 20. Yeah, it'll be like 22.5. I am projecting 21 points. Yeah, 21 points for them.
24-21 Rams.
Okay.
24-21 Rams. My projection.
I'm at. Yeah, that's basically where my head is.
Sunday night. The
Snuff.
Pittsburgh Steelers, whose defense is suddenly from chenille to iron again. It is a extremely irony curtain. The curtain is ironed and back to iron. The defense looks lively.
It was more fun when it was chenille.
Yeah. Chenille, yeah. And the captain in chenille. It's nothing. The Chargers coming off another back-breaking offensive line injury, as we've had 2 this year for Joe Alt. This time it's for real. He's out for a long time.
It's real.
This time it's really real. They, like we mentioned in the preamble, they signed Trevor Penning, who's basically just going to have to start immediately because they need anybody. He's flexible too. He's played a couple different positions, so you can do a lot worse. Again, maybe he might suck. We don't know. We'll see how he acclimates himself to San Diego / LA, which is where they're at. This will be in SoFi. Pittsburgh is, what are we still at? A 3 here? 2.5, 2 7/8 kind of thing.
Seeing effectively a flat 3.
Yeah, bookmakers are 305, and then Bet Online is -2.5, 125. I'm going to call it 2 7/8 for the Sunday night game, with the total that's dropping down a little at some places, but still holding pretty steady at 45 for the most part. It depends how you feel about Justin Herbert. This is a team I bet. I took him to cover. I took a cheap 3 here. I think it's probably overselling or selling a little on a big game for the Pittsburgh defense. Heading on the road here, having to take on another tough offense with they've kind of made a lot of they've made a lot of the receiving core that they have this year as well. I know the injuries suck, but he's been fine under pressure. He's been fine versus the blitz, and he's got a rocket arm. And the defense is starting to come along a little. I'm not sure I can trust Aaron Rodgers week in and week out here.
Yeah.
So give me the Chargers at home here.
Potential for Rodgers to be under duress pretty aggressively in this one. I know the offensive line has done a great job throughout the season, but they're facing some injuries all of a sudden, and good enough pass rush for the Chargers that I think they can be impactful here. I don't have a good bet for this game. My numbers say the side is off by 0.1. My numbers say that the total is off by 0.5. Kind of doesn't matter which direction. It's saying that the market is correct.
Sayamalu, pec injury again. Darius Slay dislocated his finger. I think that he'll play. Like, it's just a finger, guys. Chill. But Sayamalu was like the same injury he had last time. And they put in Spencer Anderson. And I think that's what we're going to get this week. So Rodgers under pressure, hopefully sacked, hopefully injured. Honestly, maybe he just steps into the pocket, snaps another Achilles. I could live with that as well.
I kind of want him to make it into the playoff picture so we could bet against him in January, man. Let's tone it down a little.
I think they're going to. You want a real quick Monday night talk? I know we don't have much on the injury front, and there's so much on the injury front in this game that it does make it a little tough. Not only integrating new pieces that they've traded for in Philly, but you got A.J. Brown, you got Saquon Scroyne, you got Landon Dickerson, you got Nolan Smith, you got Brandon Graham, Tucker Kraft to the IR. Which, by the way, did you see Dobbs? His interview asking about where he's like he's in a better place.
Yeah, what's that all about?
That was crazy. Like,
crazy.
He is definitely like Tucker Kraft definitely did not die. I checked. He is still with us, but he is badly injured. He will not play football. Matthew Golden shoulder, Aaron Banks stinger, Colby Wooden shoulder, Nate Hobbs missing multiple games now. They are hosting Asante Samuel as he makes his barnstorming tour to try to find a job. He's going to visit Minnesota and Green Bay today, I believe, to see about catching on with somebody. So many injuries for this. Right now, my numbers say it is a Green Bay look at the current price, but not by much. It is 2.5, and I'm a little higher than that. Total seems fine.
Okay, I didn't bet this game either. I'm off in favor of Green Bay, which doesn't feel right.
No, it's not a team we're excited to look at.
Low total, like really low.
Yeah.
God, game matters a lot, though. This was a rematch of the 2-7 game from last year in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Fun. I don't have any action on that one. No. Congratulations, Gerald, for having a survivor pick alive. Seattle, Carolina, Chicago on the short list. I would only note that Chicago has pretty nice spot week 16 against Cleveland. You might want, week 15 against Cleveland. You might want to save them for. Otherwise, this week is a good week to use Chicago because they have very little future value. Seattle has Tennessee coming up in a couple weeks. You might want to save them for. They also have Carolina at the end of the year where they're going to be touchdown favorites. So 2 more good chances to use Seattle, which leaves us with Carolina. This is kind of now or never for Carolina. I don't think they're going to be favored in another game all season.
Yeah,
Andy said it though. It's a tough one to fire with confidence. You're literally like everybody's path to get to this point is unique, so you kind of can't really just give ubiquitous advice.
No, it's the same thing. I wrote an article for One and Done for golf, and at a certain point, it's like, well, I don't know who you have left, buddy. Like, here's a list of guys I think are maybe decent looks this week that have some upside, but. You know, there's so many ways you can be you can be positioned pretty poorly at this point in the year. You can have no good teams left, and every week is an adventure where I got to pick a 3-point favorite with some injuries and pray for the best at this point. So it's tough to give, like you said, all-encompassing survivor advice, but like you mentioned, there's better spots for some of these teams. Like, man, New England is a good spot next week. Just beat the tar out of the Jets. Like you mentioned, the Seattle Seahawks have some good spots down the road. If I were sitting on the Lions, I'd probably still hold them for some other spots as well.
Right now, the projections for Circa, at least, have Denver as your top choice with 29%, Carolina is your second choice with 25%, Buffalo at 21%, Seattle 17%, Detroit 4%. That math is going to suggest that Detroit is your highest EV by far. I don't know if you have Detroit left, but just that the way the EV is going to work, if that's ultimately what the pool shape looks like, you kind of almost have to take Detroit.
Yeah,
if you got them.
If you got them in your pocket.
Yeah.
Denver, yeah. Someone Foos mentions Denver too.
That's going to be the most popular pick of the week, it looks like, and that's going to be on Thursday. So sometimes in a week like this, where it's a little flat on top in terms of the optimal pick, you can kind of wait for Thursday to play out, hope that the Raiders win and knock out 30% of the pool, and then pick a little chalkier. Or get a little weird. If the Broncos win and then you need equity, take a swing on a weird one. That's about all I got on that.
Yeah, I'm dead in all my Survivor. We talked about this, that we'd still talk Survivor, but it's a bummer because I'm dead in Splash. I'm dead in everything. I'm still live in the Deep Dive Discord one, because even if you get one wrong, you still get to keep going, because it's Survivor meets confidence pools meets millions. It's all three things in once. It's the DDT trifecta. I'm lurking. I'm not in the lead, but I'm lurking there, waiting to strike. Probably this week. It's going to be a 6-point week for me. And then favorite bet. What's your best bet, Drew, before we call her a night?
I think it's the under in the Cardinals Seahawks, but that's no fun.
That's ishy.
That's no fun. I'm going to go with Colts -6. I think the Colts bounce back this week. Well, actually, the market would say that is my best bet, actually, in terms of current CLV. So you can't get a -6 even. So let's not do that either. Let's go ahead. Heads up here. I'm going to take Jags.
You take Jacksonville. Yeah. I'll take you. This makes for bad content. What's your favorite bet? Oh, the Jags. Andy, what's yours? The Houston Texans. I won't pick that. But now that I'm looking at it, man, I like Seattle a bunch.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna lay it with Seattle.
I can co-sign with that. I mean, I
bet him last week. I bet a future. I just gotta say, fuck it. The numbers say this is right.
Yeah.
Like we're selling high in Brissett because he just played the Cowboys. This ain't the Cowboys, Betty. Learn to speak in
from
exception.
30. Yeah, you're going from 32-1 in terms of quality of opponent. And even at times, he didn't even look that great against the Cowboys. There's plenty of times he didn't look great. I think that the Cardinals' offensive output in this game is a single digit. So we are simpatico there.
-2.
Yeah. Do you want to pick a secret pod play out of what we've kicked around so far?
You want Buffalo over? Because it's a fun one. It's
a fun one.
Feel the heat.
Rest disadvantage, travel disadvantage, doesn't matter. Talent, supreme advantage. Let's take Buffalo. It's fun.
Team total over whatever it gets to.
29.
I'm guessing it's 29.5.
I would sell out to 30.5. They're going to score 31.
I'll dig it. Can you dig it?
I can. Yes,
all
you
right.
can. Yes, you can.
Hey, can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Oh, I like that band. That tribe. Let's call it a night. soup, pet my goats, maybe watch a little basketball.
What is the soup this week?
Avgalameo. I can't.
Oh, that was your soup.
Yeah.
That was last weekend. That's for this week.
No, I didn't make any soup over the weekend. I did catch some shit about my hamburger. Have you ever had a bacon cheeseburger with peanut butter on it?
No. Sounds truly disgusting.
It does, but it's truly one of those. If you haven't had it, you got to try it, and it works. It 100% works, and I guess it's hyper local. Every bar in town has it. Like, you can't go to a bar and not see that on the menu. Peanut butter bacon cheeseburger.
And we wonder why health insurance is so expensive in this country.
Yeah.